All right, everybody. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this new song by Yungeen Ace, Game Over. He just released it. I've listened to it a couple of times. It hits hard, but it comes on the back of the death of Julio Fulio, as everybody knows. The reason we're going to take a look at this with this channel is because we're going to see, can lyrics used in a song be used against you in court? Of course, the answer is yes, but there are some caveats. There's some explanation that needs to go along with that. So what we're going to do first is just take a look at some of the comments, because this is what got me thinking about this. Some of the people are talking about, like, for example, here before they use this song as evidence in court. So people are already thinking, man, there's some comments saying, oh, the detectives are sitting down with a pen and pad and, that sort of thing. So we want to take a look at not only the song, but also, can this be used as evidence against you in court? So let me get everything set up. We're going to take a look at some recent court cases, and we're going to listen to some of the lyrics, and we're going to see. Listen, I'm not the police, okay? So don't blame me. Cops already know, investigators already know, prosecutors already know what they need to do. But I want you to know what they can do. So let's take a look. All right, so I've put the song up here into the corner, while I've already opened up a recent case, United States versus Jordan, and we're going to take a look at what it says about using song lyrics in court. So I'm going to go ahead and start scrolling this down as the video plays, and we'll see what we can find. This is also going to refer us back to previous court cases in which they talk about using music. So let's take a look. So this is just providing some background of rap. So right away, we have Ace saying, look, he got a call at 5 a.m. That's about the time I think that Julio Fulio was killed. So, but does that implicate him? Not necessarily. So let's keep going. Giving details. Okay, so he's telling them they don't want a war with him. I mean, again, this is kind of implicating that he might have had something to do with it, but nothing too specific at this point. Off his top, bullets through the windshield, can't miss with this chop. I told them niggas don't come and play with me. I told them niggas watch what they saying to me. All right, so here we have Ace. He kind of giving some insinuations. So let's take a look and see what the law says. Here in this case, this is a district court case, but it's referring to a Second Circuit decision, United States versus Pierce, that says, as with other evidence, in deciding whether any given rap lyric will be introduced at trial, the court must assess whether the evidence is relevant, So is this even relevant to the case? If it's just totally irrelevant, or if it doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, what we're trying to prove here in the case, it might be ruled out. And also whether its probative value is not substantially outweighed by the danger of unfair prejudice. So you'll see here 403. Okay, so this is where, for example, if you're following the YSL trial, you'll see Judge Glanville say he needs to do a 403 balancing test. He's balancing how much this evidence helps to prove something by how much this evidence might prejudice you at trial. So as we're listening to Ace's lyrics, so far he's talking about something that he could have heard on the radio or seen on a video. He hasn't necessarily claimed responsibility. He hasn't said any details that people would not have known. In other words, he hasn't given any kind of inside information that only he would know if he was the person who was responsible. Nigga, I kill for shit like this. Nigga, I live for shit like this. And the nigga went to that grave and took a picture. They got hit. And the nigga that made the list, I bet they got that shit split. And the nigga I caught the trap, I bet they got that shit flipped. So here we have the federal rules for evidence. This is Rule 403 again, the 403 balancing test. This says the court may exclude relevant evidence if its probative value is substantially outweighed by a danger of one or more of the following: unfair prejudice, confusing the issues, misleading the jury, undue delay, wasting time, or needlessly presenting cumulative evidence. So in other words, if you have evidence that helps to prove something that you're trying to prove, you're the prosecution, you're trying to prove something, and this evidence does help, but at the same time, it has the problem of being unfairly prejudicial, confusing the issues, misleading the jury, or any of these other things, you might not be able to have that evidence entered into the trial, because even though it does help prove your point, it may be outweighed by one of these other issues. So at this point, if any prosecutor wanted to use these lyrics, they would have to say, look, what it helps us prove far outweighs the prejudice, far outweighs confusing the issues. In other words, the proof is the primary thing that we get out of these lyrics. Okay? So the case also cites a recent case where in the state versus Skinner, the New Jersey Supreme Court had overturned, this was recently, would have been within, I guess, the last year or so, recently overturned a conviction where the state's case at trial relied heavily on violent rap lyrics, as the court observed that one would not presume that Bob Marley, who wrote the well-known song I Shot the Sheriff, actually shot the sheriff. So basically, this is like a developing area of case law where in some cases these rap lyrics may play a heavier role. In some cases, the prosecutor may want to use them more, but the judge may look at a decision like this and say, well, look, you might be able to use them, but we're not going to convict somebody solely or primarily based on rap lyrics. I told them niggas go and step hard around this bitch. Damn. Hey, 4-1 sweet ball game, nigga. Don't dollar what they call me, nigga. Bitch, I'm running shit like Tony, I won't give no fucks. 76 tools and knock his face off, now pick him up. I don't know the fuck you think you fooling, Voodoo, get him up. So here we can also see that the government can use your tattoos. The government proffered the rap video to show Cologne's animosity toward the Young Gunners, as well as his association with CAC. This is in this particular case that we're looking at. The government similarly offered tattoo evidence to help establish his motive for violence against the Young Gunners. Okay, so you get tattoos of something that might have happened, something commemorating somebody getting shot or somebody getting found out in the woods or something, and that might be able to come in. So we have Ace. He's talking about things that really happened. He's talking about things that he's lived. He's talking about Fulio, who really did just get killed, but he's not necessarily claiming responsibility. It reminds me of a recent situation in which a judge in Fulton County, look it up, Christina Peterson, she got arrested. And listen, I'm not quoting her, but she said something while she's in the cop car. She said something to the effect of to the police officer. She's like in the cop car, arrested at this point. She says something like, the last person who crossed me got found dead 30 days later, or something like that. Okay, that's not a direct quote. Y'all can look it up yourself, or maybe I'll put it here in the video. But at any rate, if they were to play that in court, something happened to this cop, could they play that in court? Probably. Does that mean she did? If something were to happen, would that be proof she did it? Of course not. She's not even necessarily saying she did anything to the person who crossed her the last time. She's just saying something bad happened to them. So, at any rate, I definitely think that when you express yourself and you're living in a kind of a violent life, you do want to maybe think twice. But let's continue to listen and see what else Ace has to say. Four in the car, one dead, three got hit. When Ace was involved in a shooting, there were four in the car, three dead, and he was the one that got hit, who survived. So yeah, I think I definitely think that this song, first of all, it goes hard. The song hits hard. So, you know what I'm saying? And so did his previous song, Do It. Oh, jeez. So he's making good music right now, even though it's on top of tragedy. Okay, so we have to acknowledge that. So can Ace's words be used against him in a court of law? Possibly. And if he is taken to trial or arrested and taken to trial for this, you better believe these lyrics are going to come in. Okay? I mean, he's specifically talking about the deceased and how he got killed. He doesn't say he's taking responsibility for it, but he insinuates that he might have had something to do with it or he might know something about it. So what do y'all think? Put it in the comments. Let's see what y'all think about this.